Hi, so I'm Mrs. Owens. I'm filming this video here just this afternoon so that you can kind of see all the instructions in case you want to watch them instead of having to read everything, because I know there's a lot sitting here when you walk in the folder. So when you walk in, I've got everything posted for you right here. Okay, you've got these sub-plans right in front of you, seating charts right there. I've put nicknames for the students if they go by a different name or have a preferred name. There are some emergency action plans because I do have some students with things like asthma, and then passes are right here. This handout, these students in my class, if you look in like the very back of the room back there, they have a house cup that we do. And essentially what happens is they get house points for good behavior and stuff, which sounds kind of silly for high school students, but honestly it works really well for them. They get super into it. So each period there is a sheet where you can kind of track some of the behaviors that can earn them house points. So like at the beginning of the period, they have cell phones, pouches that they can turn their phones into. And I'm just asking that you check to see that 10 of them are turned in. So like under their desks, they have pouches they can turn their phones into, so you could just walk around and count them there, or they are technically allowed to turn them in over here at the cell phone Azkaban. Okay, so that's one of the opportunities that they could potentially earn, but there's things that they could do during the period as far as like behavior goes, and then things at the end, and there's one for each class here. As far as my classroom lighting goes, because I know this can be kind of daunting, there is overhead lighting. I try not to use it because I have a lot of students who have like ADHD and autism, and that can be really intense for them. So over here on my wall, right next to my computer, I just have switches. It's really easy. You just flip all them on, flip all them off. I've got lamps and things all around the room, and those will turn on. This is the big lamp over there in the corner that I'll use, but I try to only turn on if I'm turning any on, just like half of the room. You can just turn them on and off that way. When the students come into the classroom, they should know exactly what to do because I've talked to them about it already, but I've got instructions on the board over there. I also have their handouts on the table that explains everything to them. And then they do have access to the Chromebook cart over here, which opens really easily. You just pop that, open it. There's a Chromebook for each student. They know what their seat number is and what Chromebook they're supposed to be grabbing. They're also allowed to grab headphones in my regular English classes today because they're going to need them to listen to chapter 6, which is what they're working on. All right. If you need anything, if you have any questions, if there's any like major concerns, you have all the handouts and things here. You can feel free to email me. I do have my email on the paper right here if you need to like send me an email or whatever if you have questions. But yeah, hopefully that made things a little bit easier to understand. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in this room. So thank you for taking my classes today.